Dinosaurs! 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 Hi, I'm Coffee, and I love dinosaurs. I mean, who doesn't? They're giant lizards, and they've got massive body parts. The only problem at the moment is that they're dead. Absolute idiots. I mean, imagine dying to a huge space rock that completely vaporizes the ground around it. Yeah. Anyways, enough about them being dead. Did you know there's a chance we can bring them back? Where my dinosaur? Now when I say there's a small chance, I mean a really, really, really small chance. Take this analogy. Imagine I'm walking on the street. I trip, and at the same time, I get struck by a shark attacks me, and a vending machine falls on top of me, and then I upload a video while I'm being attacked by the trio. Yeah, the chances are that slim. So currently, there's 3 plausible ways we can bring back the dinosaurs. But before I even explain them to you, I've got to be fully honest. They kind of suck in their own way. You know the image of the evolution of humans where there's the guy at the end he's saying, "Return to monkey." That's backbreeding. We're just saying fuck you to evolution and survival of the fittest, because who needs that stuff? If you have the choice of being a tasty piece of chicken or a ginormous beast, choose the beast. It's a genius move. So anyways, with backbreeding, we selectively breed from the dinosaur's closest relative, that's the chicken by the way, all the way back to something that either looks like a dinosaur or is a dinosaur. Hey, the method also has been tried as well. These 2 gentlemen have made an extinct cow from another cow. Yeah, about that. They actually failed. I mean, they managed to get something that looks like the cow they wished for, but this guy was a piece of shit. I mean, he was aggressive, he was a day drinker, he was the kind of cow to slam your balls in the closing door, apologize, and then repossess your house due to your tax evasion. Okay, maybe that was a mild exaggeration, but this thing was a pain in the ass. That's why they called it heck cow, cause yeah, I got low shit. Yeah. And that's the successful case. From cow to cow. The practicality of backbreeding with a dinosaur is least to say immense. Like Jesus Christ, have you ever tried de-evolving a chicken? Didn't think so. I actually haven't either, so I wouldn't know how it works. But it takes a while. The exact amount of time for the chicken to evolve took. It took about 65 million years. So we're gonna have great chances as well. Anyways, we also need to get the chicken to turn into a reptile, lose most of its feathers again, become a carnivore. Oh yeah, and grow huge. That's about what we like to call an engineering difficulty. Anyways, backbreeding is terrible. Wouldn't recommend it as a daily activity with the family. If there was an opposite for E for everyone, it would be this. Right here. So first off, this method's way more plausible than backbreeding. And before you ask, hey, how are we gonna clone a dinosaur if we don't have a dinosaur? First of all, I'm gonna Judo throw you. Why not? I feel like it. But second of all, when we talk about cloning, we're talking about the process, not actually cloning a whole dinosaur. The way the usual cloning method works is that we take the usual reproduction process, the sperm, the egg. We get rid of the sperm, we don't need that. We also get rid of the DNA inside that egg, because we also don't need that as well. From there, we take our new DNA, or in our case, dinosaur DNA, very cool, I know. We put that into the egg, and then once we put that in, we can now ship it off, and then hopefully breed something that is a dinosaur. And this works as well. We've done it with sheep before. So we're so good at it, they look like their parents. Why? because they are their parents. Weird orphan paradox, actually. I wouldn't look into it, honestly. Unfortunately, the method's not as squeaky clean as I described it. First of all, this only works with mammals. And everybody knows, except those lame, stupid kids at the back, that dinosaurs came from eggs. Good news though, we could potentially change the DNA before the egg making, so that way, egg-contained dino DNA make big dino from DNA put in egg, before egg make by mother hatch beautiful dinosaur. I know, complex stuff. Second, we need a good and completely intact set of DNA, which is a massive problem because we can't really get that at the moment. It's a bit of a problem. I'm gonna guess a lot of you have watched Jurassic Park. And before you talk about, oh, let's just take it out of mosquitoes, there's plenty of DNA in there. That method is doo-doo. Don't do it. It's terrible. We need to be lucky enough that first of all, that mosquito took in DNA, and second of all, the DNA is intact. Take this analogy. And more bad news for us, DNA degrades so fast. Every fossil of a dinosaur that we have does not contain enough DNA for us to work with. And we don't even know the genomes of any dinosaurs. We know a lot of it, just not the whole thing. Another analogy. Imagine trying to assemble a Lego set without any instructions, just using the front cover.
I can't do that.
Exactly. Additionally, as organisms, we are fantastic at creating DNA, but as us humans, we suck. At most, we can make about 0.001% of an animal genome. Third, remember that surrogate mother? Yeah, in order to birth the animal, we need a mother that is a close enough relationship to a dinosaur, and it isn't gonna die. Spoiler alert, you can't use a chicken. That chicken is gonna die. That chicken is done for. There's no hope for that chicken. So maybe instead we use an ostrich or an emu instead. Or even better, we could use a reptile or something, because last time I checked, birds do not lay reptile eggs. They never have. Lastly, the method works. I mean, we've done it before the sheep, but we've also done it with an extinct creature. Well, about that. You see, okay, take this goat. The goat's called an auroch, by the way. We tried to make one before, but it died 10 to 12 minutes after. I wouldn't really count that, honestly. I know, all of this is really disappointing. But it shows how janky the method is. Good news though, we've still got one more method. Time for method 3. I may have forgotten to film this part until last minute, so here we go. Okay, here we go. Genetic engineering. It sounds really, really sciencey, and that's because, it is. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but it solves all our DNA issues. We don't have the genome, we don't have any DNA, we suck at making it. All those solved with genetic engineering. Thank you. Finally a solution. Basically, how it works is we take a little long strand of DNA, but not of a dinosaur, of probably a lizard or something that's close to a dinosaur. We're going to just use the frog for an example because Jurassic Park reference. Basically, with the frog DNA, we now take out some of that frog DNA and then replace it with our dinosaur DNA until it looks mostly like our dinosaur DNA. That way, we have our DNA. Simple. Hi, I'm gonna shut this method down. So first of all, we've never even tried this before. We don't even know how it works. We do, but that's all theoretical. It's we technically know how time travel works, but we can't do it. Second of all, we don't even know what the dinosaurs look like. Before we thought they were completely lizards, but turns out they have feathers. We didn't know that. So we're literally just guessing by editing the genome how the dinosaur's gonna look. And it's just not gonna turn out too good because we're basically children. We're just playing around with DNA. Lastly, editing DNA doesn't actually give you the dinosaur or the chicken or the egg or whatever, because that's mainly based on the environment. You see, we're born in a climate, and say if you're an Eskimo, you might be used to the cold. Here, we're not so used to the cold. We find it we shiver ourselves to death wherever it is. So by editing the DNA, we don't actually make the dinosaur. We might just make a frog, which is better at being in hotter conditions. That's all. Basically, the lesson here is give up your dreams, kids. Dinosaurs are never gonna come back, There's no point in hoping or thinking or praising Jesus or even blessing Santa Claus or something, because it's never gonna. Well, shit. Maybe bringing back the dinosaurs is not as possible as we thought. But in all seriousness, we are getting better. Before, we wish to bring back any species. But now we can make a mammoth meatball. Speaking of mammoths, this whole thing was based on a literature review I did. If you're really interested, you can go down and read it in the description. Maybe in a few years, we'll bring a dinosaur ragu. Highly possible. Until then, this has been the crazy dream of a dinosaur fan. Catch you later.